Just gotta be like, I'm bleeding out of my coochie. Either you clean it up or you let me go to the bathroom. Which one will it be, teach? Hey guys, it's Sharon. Welcome back or welcome to my channel. Now, I think we can all agree that school is one of the top 3 worst places to get your period. You're super awkward, you lack confidence, and you care way too much about what people think when you're young. Mix a little blood in there and it's like a recipe for disaster. But hopefully, this video will make you feel better. I'm gonna be reading your period horror stories at school to make you feel less embarrassed, less alone. We've all had an oopsie at school. And if you haven't yet, actually, give this a thumbs up if you had a period accident at school. While you're at it, subscribe and turn on those post notifications. This is a series I have, so if you'd like to see more episodes, there are plenty more for you to binge on my channel. Now go grab your snacks, your tea, and your pads, and let's get into this. Me and my bestie had to go change our pads, but the line was so incredibly long that the bell rung before we had a chance. We got to our class and the teacher let my friend go, but not me because she said it was suspicious that I wanted to go too. I see the teacher's reason, and literally the only reason being not that it's impossible that 2 girls could have their period at the same time, but more sus that 2 best friends want to go to the bathroom at the same time. Like, if I were a teacher, I'd also kind of think, yeah, so y'all can mess around and miss my class. Yeah, right. But it's also like, no, they're actually both just bleeding and both need to go change their pads. So like, at this point though, if your teacher is not letting you use the restroom because of your period, you either tell them, I am on my period, I will bleed on your chair and you will have to clean it up, or you get up and just go and deal with the consequences later. It's not like you can't prove that you're on your period, even though it's kind of messed up that you would have to prove that you're bleeding. But if you gotta pull out a pad or a bloody pad to prove it, so be it, you know? You gotta plead your case. It is barbaric that we have to ask to go to the bathroom at school, but alas. Here we are. I was at recess in 5th grade. We were messing around and doing stupid stunts, so we had decided to form a period with me on top since I was the lightest. While up there, I got my period and it was heavier than usual. Blood got all over the other girls and everyone was screaming, but they kind of deserved it for bullying me all these years. She just pulled a reverse Carrie, except pig's blood. It's her own period blood on her bullies. Nah, she did that on purpose. She was like, I know today is a really heavy day. What game can we play where I just accidentally leak my period blood over everyone that has ever made me feel bad about myself? Girl, you ain't slick. Now, you know, if you're being bullied, which first of all, I'm so sorry, bullies are stupid. Go report them. If you're being bullied, just go bleed on them too. Why would a bully mess with someone that bled on them, you know? Not really mine, but I went into the bathroom and someone's period blood really stunk. I said something to my BFF. Turns out it was her blood. This is like when you fart in public, but it was like a silent but deadly fart, and someone's like, oh my god, it reeks. Whoever dealt it is sick as hell. And you're just like, yeah, right? They must have had something really funny to eat for lunch. But on the bright side, like, oh, I was gonna say at least you don't know it was actually your best friend's blood, but no, you found out it's actually your best friend's blood. See, if it was me, I would have kept my mouth quiet. I would have been like, you smelled it, you dealt it. Actually, is it your period blood that smells that bad, bestie? What a slap in the face. I asked my female teacher to use the bathroom. She said no, and I proceeded to tell her it was an emergency. She still wasn't getting it, so because I was really shy, I leaked all over my chair. After everyone left, I stood up, walked over to her desk with the chair, and told her she needed to clean it. Honestly, yeah. You didn't let me go to the restroom. I said it was an emergency. You're a girl. You also speak girl language. Like, truly though, if you are a teacher, or if you were a teacher, and a female student tells you, or a student that you know has a vagina tells you, hey, I'm having an emergency, I need to go to the bathroom, what do you think they're talking about? Because literally my first thought goes to, oh my god, it's her period, she bleeding. But the fact that it's not clicking for some teachers who also bled slash bleed, what do they think it is? But whatever. Listen, sometimes you gotta be upfront, and I know it's embarrassing when you're young to be like, I'm on my period, but you gotta do it. Because sometimes these teachers, it's just going right over the heads, in one ear out the other. You just gotta be like, I'm bleeding out of my coochie. Either you clean it up or you let me go to the bathroom. Which one will it be, teach? I was at school and I didn't have a pad on because I thought my period was over. You thought. I sneezed and I felt something rush out. I asked my then female pick-me teacher if I could go to the bathroom. She said no. I said it's an emergency. She said no and started laughing with the boys, asking me to keep it in, and started laughing while the boys knew what was going on and were clearly uncomfortable. I said, ma'am, if you don't let me go, I will bleed all over the school property and it won't be my fault. I'm on my period and I have to go. Everyone just stared at me and she let me go. What did I say? Sometimes you just gotta be blunt about it. And honestly, if you're still shy or embarrassed or nervous about having a period, the more you talk about it and the more you say it out loud, the more confident you will be in it. So seriously, if you need to go to the bathroom and it's not clicking for your teacher, just be like, I'm on my period. And that way you are taking that one step to getting used to being on your period and not being embarrassed about it. Because seriously, it is a biological function that happens to everybody with a vagina. Don't be ashamed of it. It's as natural as peeing. The fact that that teacher was like laughing with the boys though, imagine being a pick-me girl for minors. Hello 911. One time in math class, my teacher called me up to solve a problem on the board. I said no because, well, I had blood all over my pants and I was not about to step in front of all my fellow freshmen at the time and show them the incident. So I said no to my teacher and he threatened to write me up for insubordination. I called him to my desk and when he walked over, I said, do you want to see? Lifting my butt out of my seat to show him that I stained the pants I was wearing in my seat as well. Shocked and embarrassed, he said, no, you can go fix yourself. Like, boy, I'm not broken. He had pads in his room ever since. Honestly, love that for him. Teachers should all have pads in the rooms. Not that it's a teacher's responsibility though. That should definitely be the school board's responsibility or the county's responsibility because, you know, teachers do way too much and don't get paid well for it. So actually it should be the state's responsibility. But not just getting into politics here. Either way, really cool of the teacher to do that. And if your teacher does not have like a period stash, you should talk to your teacher about possibly starting one. And it could be one where the menstruators in your class just bring in products that you guys can kind of share. And it's like a little just emergency period kit that you all donate to and use. Found out I was allergic to pads my first day at school. Went to the bathroom with, you know, burning and thought I was dying. Best nurse's trip ever. Guess I have sensitive skin. Yeah, so some period products could trigger allergic reactions or just like burning sensations because of your sensitive skin and the materials used in those products not being good for your skin. Does that not freak anyone else? Because that seriously freaked me out. I was like, I was supposed to stick a tampon inside me and it could be bad for my skin, like bad for my health. That's terrible. That was definitely one of the reasons why I switched over to reusable products. And actually, if you guys are considering it, this is your sign to do it. So I have two with me and I will product tag them to make it easier for you. This first one right here, this is a reusable pad. It's by KT by NYX. You clasp it on your underwear like you would any other pad. I'm actually wearing one right now, just a smaller one because I'm almost at the end of my period. So this is reusable. You wash this and you hang dry and you can use it again and it absorbs so much freaking blood. I have period underwear as well. This is by the brand Hannah Sense and I wore these yesterday. What I like about these, and I think these are really, really good for sensitive skin, is this right here is completely unbleached, undyed, organic cotton. So this should not hurt your sensitive skin at all. This I know for a fact holds like 16 tampons worth of blood. You're saving your money, you're helping your skin, and you're helping the environment. There's your sign to get reusable products. I was at school on my period, ouch, but whatever. Girls have started deciding that they're gonna take pictures of people in the stalls. Like literally stand on top and lift their phone above the stall to take a pic of their friend. I was literally changing my tampon and this girl took a picture. She told me she deleted it, but I still went to the counselor and she got suspended. I am so glad she got suspended because this is actually illegal. This is literally child. Like, listen, I know kids do dumb shit. I too was once a kid. I would never do this dumb of shit though. This is like absolutely crossing all types of lines. I don't want someone to take a naked picture of me. I don't want someone to take a picture of me inserting a tampon. So why would I do that to someone else? I feel like that's just common sense. That's just logic. Also, the fact that you're a minor and you have a picture of a minor doing an inappropriate revealing thing, juvie girl, that's where you're going after your suspension. Even in the bathroom, you can't find peace, bro. Even in the toilet stall, you cannot find peace and get away from people. No, absolutely disrespectful. This would be the last straw for me. I would be like, Mom, so I'm getting homeschooled homeschooled, where I can lock the bathroom door and no one can take a picture above me. Thanks. I was in art class once and had my period. I ended up bleeding all over the chairs, panicked, and told others it wasn't from me and it was probably someone else's, and later stayed after class to clean the chair. Worst part was I didn't have an extra pair of pants to change into, so I just wrapped my sweater around my waist and went through the rest of the day. Honestly, that's kind of smart. I never thought about that. I have thought about what would happen if I sat in someone else's blood, and I would absolutely be disgusted and mortified. Not that period blood is disgusting, but when it's someone else's blood, yeah, I'm gonna freak out a little bit because it's not my own. That's actually kind of smart. If you accidentally leak, just be like, oh, I sat in someone's period blood. But then again, if like you don't have a sweater to wrap around your waist, people are still gonna think it's your period blood while you're walking around the halls, unless you literally wear like a sign on your back that says it's not mine. But then that would be weird. So moral of the story here basically is this is why you should always keep a sweater on you. And if it's warm out and you don't have a sweater for some reason, always keep one in your bag or always keep one in your locker, or go to the Lost and Found, ask a friend. The tie around the waist hack, oldest trick in the book. Oldest for a reason. It's probably the easiest and most successful one to cover up a period stain. I had my period at school and I was wearing a tampon, and at that time I didn't know you weren't supposed to throw tampons in the toilet. So I put my tampon there and flushed, but the toilet water overflowed and in it was my dirty tampon. Yeah, so fun fact, you're not supposed to flush tampons because toilets can't handle it. And if you do and you've been getting away with it, you might want to stop that soon because it can add up to a really disastrous problem. I know someone who kept doing that and their toilet absolutely destroyed and they had to pay thousands just to fix their sewage, whatever, because it was backed up with so many tampons. Yeah, there's a reason why when you go in like public restrooms, sometimes you'll see those signs of like, please don't flush anything but toilet paper down the toilet. Usually in restroom stalls, you'll see those little like tin cans on the wall. Those are meant for period products. And if there isn't one, or there isn't a trash can at all in the stall, what I would do is I'd take the pad or the tampon, wrap it in toilet paper, and carry it with me into the trash can outside. On the bright side though, if you overflow a toilet and there's a bloody tampon in it, no one knows it's you. No one can tie it back to you because it's not like that tampon says your name. So I would simply be like, oh snap, okay, cool, never do that again, and just walk out like it's not my problem. That poor janitor though, it is now their problem. I walked in the school washroom and someone had painted a whole mural in their period blood. How does someone have enough time to paint a bloody mural? Also, how do they have enough blood to paint a bloody mural on the wall? No, they were definitely dipping their fingers in the toilet to get kind of like that watercolor effect, because then that's water and blood mixed together. And that honestly is really disgusting. And I feel like I'm gonna gag. This is some Criminal Minds type of stuff. This is literally stuff you only see in murder shows. Cause who thinks of doing this? Who looks at their bloody toilet water and they're like, yeah, I'm gonna stick my fingers in there and then I'm gonna paint a sunset. You know who thinks of that? Sick people. You need therapy. You need help if you're doing this. My cramps were so bad, I couldn't stand up and I was almost crying in front of everyone. So to everyone out there that's like, I'm sure it's not that bad. Periods can't hurt that much. It probably doesn't hurt as much as being kicked in the balls. Just suck it up. Yeah, no. You know, cramps sometimes can be as bad as a heart attack, and dealing with that for multiple days every month? No. Everyone who like says this or thinks this, I hope you get a period somehow. I've had cramps where it feels like there's just a knife just being stabbed into my uterus, in and out, repeatedly, slowly, painfully. It's tough out here, dude. One day when we were at school, my best friend got her period. She bled through and didn't notice. After I told her, I gave her some pads and my jumper to tie around her waist to hide the stain. The next day she gave me back my jumper and I didn't even check it for blood. I tied it around my own waist except with the side with the blood facing outwards. Everyone thought that I bled through. It was so embarrassing, but I didn't say anything about it being my best friend who bled through. Honestly, a real friend for not throwing her friend under the bus for being the one to actually bleed. We love that. Second of all though, friend who bled on the jumper, how did you not wash that before giving it back to your friend? I understand if you're like 12 and you don't do your own laundry or whatever. I would simply have tried to scrub it out of the sink at least, or told my mom, can you do me a solid and wash this before I give it back to my friend with my period blood on it? That's disrespectful. If I let someone borrow something and they returned it dirty, I would be so pissed. I would never let them touch anything I own ever again. That's just icky. That would be the last time I ever let anyone borrow my jumper. One time I was taking my tampon out at the school in the bathroom. There was someone in the next stall over and I had dropped my dirty tampon on the floor. Easy solution. You pick it up and you wait until that person leaves the bathroom, and then you finish doing your business, and then you wash your hands, and then you leave the bathroom. And there, no one knows it was you. My My teacher told me to sit down and stop faking it, and that I'm obviously not old enough. I was in year 10. So year 10, isn't that like 15 years old? And you're not old enough to have a period? Who gonna tell this teacher that a good chunk of menstruators get their period by 15? I got my period when I was 11. My mom got hers when she was 9, but you wanna talk about being not old enough to get your period. Who gonna tell her that there's kids getting their period at like 7 or 8 years old now? I don't know what's in the food that we're eating, but like that's insane. Imagine being a 7-year-old getting your period. I can't. I truly cannot. How do you even prove this to a teacher this ignorant? Like, do you just simply show her the bloody pad, or will she be like, no, you're keeping ketchup packets in your vagina lips and it's spraying on the pad? Horrible. Honestly, I would simply pull up a YouTube video or like a Wikipedia page on how periods work and be like, yeah, oh wait, no, but she's a teacher. She'll be like, Wikipedia is not a reliable source. Pull up some scientific journal about how girls 15 and under are able to get their periods and not faking it. How old did she get her period? Was she like 20 when she got hers? I do not understand what is old enough to this teacher. Imagine being a teacher and not knowing that young girls get their periods. Fired. I feel like as a teacher, you have to at least know the basics. But whatever, I digress. If you guys enjoyed this video, give us a thumbs up and let me know in the comments below if you have a period horror story that happened at school that you want to share and you absolutely cannot wait until the next video. Please do so in the comments below. Now, shout out of the day goes to Laura on Instagram. Thank you so much. If you would like to be shout out of the day, just follow me on my Instagram and stay active. And if you want to see more period horror stories, I do have a playlist on my channel, and if I don't have a school period horror story playlist yet, I will make one. Don't worry, sis, I got you with all the bingeable tea. And if you need some period help or period advice, I have some other playlists I recommend for you. My period guide, which is like where to start, how to first deal with a period. Also my girl talks, where I answer a lot of questions you might be too embarrassed to ask someone else, and me as your internet big sister, I do my best to help you instead. Now, that being said, if you love that type of content, subscribe and turn on those post notifications. But I will see you guys next time. I hope you don't have an accident at school, and if you do, don't worry. We all do at one point or another. Okay, bye. I love you.